The really cool thing about getting extra monthly benefits as a result of some of these other programs. And I have some very important information we need to take note of. All of that in this video, so let's get right into it. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video as it is totally free to do so. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. And let's get right into this. So I do have a few different topics that I want to talk about in this video. However, we'll hit on them one at a time, and eventually, I promise, we will make our way to the end of the video. All right, with that being said, let's get into the first topic, and that is, so lately we've been talking a lot about UBI, Universal Basic Income, GBI, Guaranteed Basic Income, and monthly stimulus checks. Now, all of these programs, I get it, kind of fancy names, right? But here's the thing. For the most part, all of these programs are basically identical. They are a little bit different. They do have their differences, but for the most part, it's sending out monthly payments to those people who are eligible for the program and mostly focused on low-income individuals. All right, but the real question is, when/if UBI, GBI, or monthly stimulus checks are actually implemented on a nationwide level, are they going to jeopardize other benefits like Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, or RRB benefits? Or, if you were to have those benefits already in place, could you potentially be ineligible for the monthly payments as a result of UBI, GBI, or monthly stimulus checks because you already receive those other benefits? Hey, that's a really good question. The simple answer is, no. No. For the most part, if you are already receiving those other benefits that I just mentioned, you're pretty much good to go. Yes, that's what's really cool about these programs is they do not jeopardize other benefits, whether it's Social Security disability, SSI, VA, retirement benefits. It does not matter what the benefits are. For the most part, these programs do not jeopardize or have any impact on any of your other benefits. That is why these programs are so cool, right? Now I get it. Some people are not a huge fan, right? Some people say, oh no, we don't want these programs. But here's the thing. It's realistically only a matter of time until these programs start rolling out on a nationwide level. They are already all over the country in pilot programs, and now California has just announced the nation's first state-funded GBI program, right? So here's the thing. It is literally only a matter of time until the federal government picks this up and starts rolling it out nationwide. So that's what's really cool. And a lot of times these programs are focused on low-income individuals, right? With the exception of UBI, which is basically just everybody. But it's highly unlikely that there's actually going to be a UBI program, but rather it's probably going to be like a GBI program or some kind of other program focused monthly payments on low-income individuals, right? So yes, the basic or the general question or the general answer to this question is, yeah, no, you wouldn't have really anything else to worry about. And as far as eligibility, you're pretty much good to go again. If you're receiving any of those benefits, your income is probably pretty low, right? So you're probably within the thresholds of where you would be eligible to receive these additional benefits, which again, would not be taxable, would not be counted as income, and would not be held against you. Not bad, right? Pretty cool perk of all of these benefits. All right, one quick thing here. I want to talk about this literally for like 30 seconds, so just stick with me, and then we'll get into some other very important information. This also goes for the child tax credit payments. Okay, so if you started receiving those child tax credit payments, you will not, those payments will not interfere with anything like rental assistance, utility assistance, SSI, SNAP benefits, none of it. It will not interfere at all. Okay, that's another really cool thing about this. It will not be counted as income. All right, let's get into some other very important information that I want to talk about in this video that just came out today. All right. So here it is. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions on any of that, feel free to leave them down below, and I will do whatever I can to answer your questions, and or if I need to make a follow-up video to this, of course, I can definitely do that again for you to answer any additional questions. All right, let's talk about this important information because this is going to be key when it comes to a fourth stimulus check and or monthly recurring payments or additional relief in any potential way. All right, so here's what happened. The Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen was out today and said that she would not be surprised to see additional lockdowns in some in some areas that are not highly vaccinated. Wow, seriously? Yes, Janet Yellen said that. She is the Treasury Secretary. So, in this country, we are potentially looking at lockdowns? Yes, this was actually said. So, in some areas that have a very low vaccination rate, she's saying that she would not be surprised at all to see some of these areas go into lockdown. Whoa, that's coming out of left field, right? That is not what we want to hear these days, going into potential lockdown. That is so 2020, right? I can't believe I just said that. That is so 2020. Anyway, it's kind of funny. That's why I said it again. Anyway, so yes, they are potentially looking at this. Now again, this would be very isolated lockdown type situations, but the simple fact of even talking about that these days is like, whoa, yeah, we don't want to look at that, right? Nobody wants to do that again. We've already gone through that. We thought those days were long gone, right? But apparently this new variant is spreading very fast right now. I've been kind of looking at some of the numbers around the country, and it's like, oh man, seriously, like this is not a good situation that's going down right now. In fact, Sydney, Australia extended their lockdown from 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So yeah, oh man, not a good situation. But anyway, that's just what Janet Yellen is saying. But here's the thing. Let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll talk about the potential impacts of these lockdowns and why this could be incredibly pivotal and very important when it comes to potentially even a fourth stimulus check or additional relief. One more thing. LA County in Los Angeles is going to be going back to an indoor mask mandate as of tomorrow. Yes, you heard that correctly. So wow, once again, they are bringing back the mask mandate in LA County, California as of tomorrow. How long it's going to extend for? We have no clue. We have no clue on that. So let's quickly talk about the impacts of these lockdowns and why it could potentially be a really, really, really good thing when it comes to stimulus check number 4. All right, here's the thing. Yes, they will probably be very isolated lockdown situations, right? So maybe like a city or something like that, like one city, maybe a county within a state, or it's just small isolated areas throughout the country would go into lockdown. However, let's just say these lockdowns continue to persist for long periods of time and or they continue to extend into larger cities, larger counties, states as a whole. Here's the thing. If that starts happening, we're going to go right back into the whole situation that we were in back in 2020, where all of a sudden businesses are probably going to start closing down again, right? Things are going to start to be locked down and closed up. Well, as a result of that, what happens? We start to see the economic impacts of all of that going forward, right? Well, then what happens? We need additional stimulus to get out of it, right? What brought us out of 2020 and the lockdowns then? Stimulus checks, right? Massive, massive stimulus checks and stimulus packages, right? So if this whole lockdown situation actually starts to happen once again, we could potentially be looking at a small repeat of 2020. Now, of course, I'm not saying this to instill fear in anybody. I'm basically just telling you this is potentially what could happen if they start looking at isolated lockdown situations. Now, again, it would probably start on a very small scale. But again, that's how everything starts. Everything starts on a very small scale, and it starts working its way up bigger and bigger and bigger over time. Eventually, it's an all-out outbreak, right? So it's something that we need to watch very closely because this could be the catalyst, along with so many other things out there right now, that would actually be the catalyst for a fourth stimulus check, right? Because that's what they need to do when they come into these lockdowns and then they open them back up, or maybe even during the lockdown, they're saying, hey, people are out of work right now. People are struggling with bills stacking up and incomes reduced or things like this. And they say, how can we combat all of this? Well, let's issue a fourth stimulus check, right? So yeah, it's something that we certainly need to take note of and something that we definitely need to watch going forward over the coming days and weeks, right? So anyway, I just want to lay that out there for you and let you know what we're looking at and what the Treasury Secretary is saying. So, Wow. But anyway, I hope that helps you out with all that information earlier on as far as UBI, GBI, and monthly stimulus checks, and how it is really cool as it will not interfere with your other benefits, right? That is an awesome, awesome benefit right there of these programs. So anyway, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. If you haven't done so already, go back and check out any of my other 1,300 videos right here on the channel, as well as share them with your friends, family, and social media. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. And I'm back every single day to keep you updated with everything going on during this very confusing time. Thanks, everyone. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you again later. I'll see ya.